If you like our videos, click the like button, the little thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos and be part of our little group, press subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified of any new videos coming out, then press the bell as well. So don't forget, before we get started, make sure you've got a nice clear floor so you're not tripping up over anything, health and safety. Make sure you've got some drinks so that you can rehydrate as you go along. And lastly, if you're not feeling too well, sit this one out, maybe just watch it. But, you know, by all means, join in at a later date, but check out with your doctor first if you're not feeling back. We've now got class number 37 for you. So nice to see you all again. Thanks for joining us. Today what we're going to do is have a look at some of the things not to do during dance. It's a strange one, I know, but while we're on lockdown we just thought it gives you a bit more time to have a think, and you might be thinking when you see some of these things, oh, I do that, or I never knew how to avoid that. So that's the idea of today. It's not taking it back to basic moves, it's taking it back to the basics of dance and the things that you should do automatically and the things that make dance work nicely for your partner. So without further ado, there's about 5 different things we're going to point out, and the first one is preparation. And again, we've covered some of these in some of our other classes, so if you have seen this before, feel free to hop onto the next part. And as I say, this part is preparation. So a nice easy one as preparation goes to be able to show you is leading the lady into a spin. Now if we can do it from this side so you can see what happens is if I don't prep, and this often happens, and the ladies have told me about it quite often in classes, so it's nice to do, but if you don't prep, the lady has no idea when you're going to spin, and all of a sudden you're spinning and it's like, oh, am I going now? Yeah, so if I do it from this side, you can see from the lady's point of view, she's got no idea anything's going to happen, and all of a sudden the arm's lifted, she goes out, she over-rotates, and it hurts the shoulder. Very, very easily to sort that out so you don't have to worry about it. So what happens is, I'm going to use this hand and I'm going to prep it in and out, and we have talked about it, so like I say, if you wish, just hop onto the next section. So as I'm moving the lady forward, I'm moving this hand in and out so she will have a slight twist, and what that's doing is it's getting her ready for a complete turn. Okay, so what happens is I'm trying to keep it in the lady's torso, not overcompensating, and for the man I'm trying to keep it so that I'm just moving this in and out. So even if I'm walking, if we walk on, even if I'm walking, I'm actually keeping it more in my midriff as well as the lady's midriff, so we've got a right angle going on. Yeah? Okay, all that's going to happen for this with a prep is we're going to go forward, we're going to bring it in, out, into a spin. So from this angle, we go in, out, into a spin. And once we've done the spin, I would normally just pivot on my left foot to come back to face, so that we're now back at correct angles again, so we'd actually be in this position here, which is the way you should start every move from. So always make sure you try to finish a move so that you can start the second move from the angle that you need. So if we're going to go into a basic, this is the angle we need. Yeah. If we're going to go into, say, a walk, then what might happen is if I was to spin the lady, I'd spin the lady further out. So if we were going to go into a walk after this, I'd prep, all the way round, boom. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea for our first part, preparation. For the ladies, what you need to do is make sure that you have tension in the arm, the same as the gents. We're leading it, so we can't be wishy-washy. And the same for the ladies, no floppy arms, and that won't work. So make sure you've got a little bit of a resistance, as in the French. Butch. And resistance. Okay, the second part is in the preparation, but it's a separate bit because we think it's as important to keep it separate, is having too much distance between each other. And what happens then is if we use the same move, all this move is just really changing places. Yeah, taking the lady to the other side, that's all we're doing, and you can call it a crossbody lead if you come from salsa, but then there's a little tap in it, or a pause. We're not doing the pause or the tap, and you can do it in West Coast swing as well. You can use this for a whip. So it's used in a lot of things. And on this one, what happens is I'm just going to show you if the lady goes too far away from the man as we come out, or the man, you know, he's backing off. So if I'm moving away from there, you can see from that straight away the angle's pulling me in and it's pulling the lady in, and I've got no control over this move. Where we're going to go from with this move next, nobody knows. Okay, but if we can keep it closer, I've still got hold even, we're that close. I can let go and then we can have a break step, but we're still nice and close. We're in control, we've got there ready for the next move. So if the lady's too far away and the lady takes big steps, yeah, I've got no control over that. Okay, I've lost it here. So ladies, just make sure you keep it a little bit tight. And gents, don't throw the arm too far away unless that's what you're actually wanting to instigate. But in most moves, 95% of my moves during a class, I'm needing control, especially if I was wanting to bring the lady back across to the side. Okay, if I did that same move and the lady went too far away, even if I try and keep hold of the shoulder, I can't, she's gone. Okay, so we need to keep it tight. So from this side, we go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and out she goes. And then I wanted her to go out, so I've sent her further. There's a little bit more energy going through the arms, and I'm not keeping my body round to this position, so that I'm keeping the ladies, pulling the lady back into this position as well. That was well planned. So at the end of the move, if the lady's gone out to there, this arm would just come back to instigate to bring the lady back, and I would normally come back with the hand so we're facing. But if I wanted to leave it out, I would leave that as an extension, and I would not flip the wrist back to bring it back in. And that's how you can go into these little walks we showed you in part 1. Okay, so that's keeping the moves together and tight. Okay, so part 3 is keeping the shoulder blade. Okay, so on this one, if we wanted to keep it tight, which we talked about, but I can't lead, this is the bad lead, if I lead from around the back, lower back of the lady, okay, at waist height. It has to be shoulder height, shoulder, yeah, so you're on the shoulder blade there. If you're really close and it's a blues or tango, you might even be across. But you would never lead from down here. The only time you'd lead from down here is if you were doing, say, a blues type move. Okay, but if you want to keep the lady tight and you want to lead properly in a jive move, then keep it high. And I'll show you what happens. It's not nice for the ladies. So if I was to send the lady across here, lead her there, boom, okay, it's pulling her in. Yep. Okay, so it's almost as though you've got a piece of string from your lower belly button and brings you in, and it hurts your back. Okay, it pushes everything down. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so if I was to lead that again, I'll lead the lady round into a 360. So we've gone out 1, in 2, round 3, and bringing her back and then back. Yeah, it hurts, it's not nice. Have a stretch. Okay, but if I use my right hand on the shoulder blade, yeah, I can bring the lady round, I can bring the lady round, I can bring the lady round. There's never a problem. Okay, except for dizziness. So that was class 3. Point 3. Okay. Okay. Point 4. The lady's elbow. So when she's coming round and she's going into something exhibitionist and doing nice things at the end of all these little flurries, we often are in fear of our chin or our nose, gents. So for the ladies, and we often get asked this in the class, how do I keep my arms in position? Okay, and there's 2 points to this, which we'll cover with both of you. One we've covered a lot, which is keeping that beach ball and keeping them down here, so that when the lady spins, the hands are still down here, and then they're on offer to the man, okay? Or the man can go under the elbow. So on that one, if I was just to prep out and spin, stay down, you can see from that, my arm is down here, straight up there, and you can just lift the lady's arm, and that will drop the lady's arm onto my shoulder blade. This hand's on offer, I can take the hand and we can go into hold, or as she comes back, I can just offer both hands. Okay. So ladies, nice and simple, we've covered it a lot. Keep that hand low, but keep them out. And what you're doing is you're bringing them in, from there, towards your centre, okay? And again, a little tip for you as well is, if you keep the hands up, your elbows go down slightly. If you turn your hands over, your elbows lift, okay? So it automatically helps. Did you know that?
I didn't. Learn something new every day.
Okay, so the other one is when the lady is coming inside you, okay? And we'll do it from...
That sounds really wrong.
Sorry. So the next part is when the lady wants to do something a little bit more ornate. That better. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the lady's hand when we're exiting moves, just so that you can actually have a little bit of flurry at the end of that move, a little bit of design, a bit of style. So the big thing with this is just knowing where this arm should be going. So what happens is the spare arm, so the one that's not in the man's hand, so this would be the lady's left, that left hand would be coming in towards your body, up and down onto the man's shoulder, or back down from whence it came. So there is timing in this. Often we don't really look at the timing, we just think ladies just go boom boom and it's done. But what's happened, it's got to go around, it's got to go up on one, down on two. Or it may be slower than that, you might do a slow track. 1 and 2, 3 and offer. But it's always going up in front of you and back down. If, like a lot of people, when you're coming out, you lift and you just lift and it goes up and down, then that's the elbow that's going to make contact with your man and possibly break a nose or, you know, bruise a rib. And I had that done quite badly, a couple of ribs badly bruised in the past. And I am delicate. I'm not as delicate as I was before COVID, but I'm still a bit delicate. So yeah, just make sure, ladies, that hand goes up. So if we can show you, we'll show you from this angle here. So we've got a contact first of all with this hand. It's the same move because it makes it easier to teach and you can see easier. So as we get to here, we've got that prep in and out. As I start the spin, the lady's hand will come off here and it has to go to her centre, there. As it starts to go round, it goes up, and as it starts to come back out again, it comes down, and it can go back onto the shoulder, and if the man's not there, then it drops into the hand. Okay? So if he's not close enough for the shoulder, it will be down to the hand. So at speed, we'd go 1 and 2, 3, up, 4, down, 5. So from this angle, we'd go out. Now, as we start the spin, the hand comes into centre, up, round, and down. Okay, so we go 1 and 2, 3, up, 4, down, 5 and 6 and finish. Okay, so just a little whip moving out, and there is a class below on whips, so if you want to have a look at that. I'm not talking what's he called with the big boulder, Harrison Ford, not his whip, a musical dance whip, Indiana Jones. So that's just for the ladies, how to avoid making contact with the fella when you don't mean to. Okay, so part 5 is leaning forward, and this is something that in some respects the men do more than the ladies. This is my view from when I've been watching, when I've been DJing and looking down, or when I'm teaching on a higher stage and I can look down at everybody. And it's one of those things that happens, and I don't think people realise they do it even. So just be careful if you're dancing and you think, oh, this doesn't appertain to me. Try and have a look at yourself on video, because the first time I ever saw myself on video, Jane's dad had actually videoed us doing some fun busking about 20 years ago, and I just remember in my head, my thought pattern was that I was dancing at that point, and I'd only been dancing about a year, but in my head I was this dancer, and I was like this, I was up, I was back, I was very elegant, it was like, oh, it was like something from Strictly. And then I saw myself dancing on the video for the first time, and this is what I mean. And I was just down, you're looking at the floor, and it's a confidence thing, but B, I had confidence at the time because I thought I looked better than that. So it was just the fact that I'm concentrating. And one of the things is when you're concentrating on moves or concentrating on anything, we have this tendency to look to the left and look down. Don't know why, it's a psychological thing apparently. That's how you can tell when people are lying, but you know, look into that yourselves. But what happens is we look down, and then when we're dancing, because we've got some hold here, we tend to look down, and then we're looking at our hands, which then becomes a habit. So from being a beginner, we start to looking at our hands, we're looking at our feet, and the other thing is we don't always want to make eye contact with the lady. So we tend to sort of put, oh, hello, oh. Yeah, so if you're not careful, this is how you will dance, and it's just a habit. So check it out on video, see how you dance, and if you don't, fantastic. But I'll guarantee that a lot of you do that don't think you did. I honestly did. So what happens is, now I'm encroaching the lady's space. If the lady's leaning as well, she's encroaching my space. We don't have any proper and lead. We started, I'm still, if you imagine, if I can show you from this angle here, I'm actually right in the line of the lady walking past me. Boom. Yeah, she can't even get a pass. So then she has to sort of try and move round and duck round. And it doesn't look good either. So guys, think upright, think straight. For the ladies as well. Ladies, the nice tip on this is if you're nice and straight and we're up, once the man's hand is on that shoulder blade, you can actually lean back into that hand, and that creates this power to move round. Boom. Okay? But if you crouch over, I can't. I get trapped under your arm, and I can't even straighten you up because you're crouching. If that makes sense, if you're crouching all the time, you're just going to go around in a circle. If you're upright, yeah, we can get nice angles. Oh. Yeah, so we get good angles. So don't crouch. Ladies don't crouch, gents don't crouch. I do think it's mainly the men because we're leading and we tend to look at our hands from being a beginner, wondering what they're doing, and we're looking at our feet. For the ladies, I think it's often shyness because they don't want to make eye contact with so many beautiful men in one room in one night. I know it was a long time ago, but if you remember, there were some gorgeous blokes there.
Wow!
Yeah, look up, be confident, keep the back straight, lean into the man if that feels right at that time. And gents, the ladies can't lean into us if we're down here. Yeah, it has to be up here, as we said before. So that's all our points covered for this week. We hope you've enjoyed, and next week, moves. And we may even be in the same outfit because we're thinking of filming it now after this one. So if we are in, you know what's happening. Okay.
Change shirts.
We'll just swap shirts. So guys, from us, stay well, and don't forget to subscribe, like, ring the bell at the bottom and all that sort of thing, because that will send it further out to more people, because YouTube loves you liking us as we do, and then they share it with more and more people. Guys, all the best. See you next week. Thank you. If you like our videos, click the like button, the little thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos and be part of our little group, press subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified of any new videos coming out, then press the bell as well.